Everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing some Testhands here, this time going second for the Phantasm Spiral deck. This is definitely going to be quite different. The intention of this particular deck is to actually go first for the sole purpose of you setting up a board of disruptions to pretty much just piss off the opponents. But with that being said, going second is definitely going to take a different direction. We could definitely still make some plays out of this, so I will actually showcase whether or not that could actually happen. But before we actually get started, I would like to remind you guys to drop a like, share or comment if you enjoyed this video, and consider subscribing if you still haven't, because that way I could actually continue to produce the same content as I normally do, and you guys would also be notified when a new video comes out. But with that being said, let's begin. Alright, so as we can see here, a little bit unlucky by opening up with two of these, but to be honest, can we really say it's actually unlucky? I mean, to draw into this card on our opening turn is quite amazing, of course. We only have 4 chances to draw into it and we managed to draw into 2 of them. To be honest, I consider one of the extra ones as, I guess, a bit of security, just in case one of them gets destroyed anyway. But with that being said, we could definitely play off a field right here. For starters, since we are going second, we are likely going to be negating our opponents via the effect Veiler already. That's definitely very powerful. And right off the bat, we could also search off with our Fossil Dig and pretty much get our card that we need, the Megalo Smasher X. Absolutely amazing right there. The minute we do something, we pretty much can, well, the minute we have our opponents do something, then they're pretty much unable to do anything. So this is definitely really good here, because obviously if you see right here, at this particular point in time we don't have anything on the board, so our opponent just has to activate one of their spells or traps and it triggers off the Pacifis, summoning out you a token. But it is obviously unlikely that they'll do anything via that effect, so what we could do is just normal summon out the Megalo Smasher. But the minute we do that, Pacifis already activates, allowing us to search for Phantasm Spiral card. So we could either go for Spiral, we already have Spiral Wave, so we're pretty much just going to search out one of our other Spiral cards. If you want to try and get over your opponent's monster and 2000 is not enough, feel free to obviously get yourself a Spiral Grip, which boosts it up by 500, making it 2500, which is likely to get over quite a few things. Otherwise, you could always go for, the Crash, which allows you to do piercing damage and then summon out one of your Spiral Dragon. And there is also the alternative of going for the Spiral Power as well, though not as strong or not as effective by bringing out your Spiral Dragon. It does weaken the opponent's monster by 1000 and also negates their monster as well, so it's definitely more powerful in that particular sense. Though I assume the opponent will have more than just one monster on the board, so it is likely that we could definitely still make some plays off of field spells or equip spells that we actually are going to get into. So in this particular case, I would be thinking about going for a Spiral Grip. I think it just does the job, it's enough for it. But keep in mind, we are not restricted to equipping just one. We can equip as many as we want to the Megalo Smasher. So I will equip the Spiral Grip and the Spiral Wave. At this point in time, you could even activate your Spiral Battle from your hand, popping one of our opponent's pesky back rows if they actually happen to have anything. And you're pretty much just all set off there. So let's say you perform your attack, you beat an opponent's monster and destroy it by battle. Now you simply just special summon out your Spiral Dragon over here. You're gonna then boost up, or you're gonna re-equip this into your Spiral Dragon, and then from that you're gonna burn 1000 to your opponent. And since it's still during the battle phase, your Spiral Dragon will attack again with the 500 boost, so that's 3400, potentially getting over their top monster. Of course, the effect of this is only a hard once per turn, but even so, you're getting a strong monster beating off something else there. And during the end of the battle phase, your Megalo Smasher equipped with the Spiral Wave will activate your Spiral Wave will activate, allowing you to summon out your other Spiral Dragon. I don't know if this is going to be included in the video, but I knocked over the camera. So yeah, hopefully nothing went wrong there, but as I said, you pretty much go into your second copy of the Phantasm Spiral Dragon, and you pretty much just set up a wall really easily there. Absolutely fantastic. But yeah, with that being said, let's move on to the next hand. Alright, so in this particular circumstance, as you can see here, we did not actually draw into our Pacifis, but you know what, it's okay because Pacifis is more so a first turn card anyway, but having this here as a second turn opening, not bad at all. I could still definitely work off with this. The only issue is I can't activate Spiral Battle nor Spiral Power from the hand because we don't have Pacifis on the board. That's the only downside. But it's not the worst thing. We could still activate Fossil Dig, allowing us to search out our Megalo Smasher X, normal summon that, and we still have 2 equip spells to equip to our own card. Definitely strong enough to at least deal some damage and summon out one of our Spiral Dragons. So in this particular case, we bring it out. Where is it? Over here. And we equip the Spiral Crash, allowing us to do more piercing damage to the opponent. But then afterwards, in the end of the battle phase, the wave would again activate, allowing you to bring out your Spiral Dragon from your hand, and you just have the big wall again. And of course, during your main phase 2, you simply set these 2 and they would still be active. It's just that the unfortunate thing is, if you don't draw into your Pacifis, you obviously can't activate your traps, which is one of the many downsides, I guess, with this particular deck, is that it's really reliant on just the Pacifis alone. But if you do get into it, that's such a huge advantage. Alright, so very different here. I could still technically pull this off. I mean, it's not necessarily the worst option, I guess. One thing you guys actually have to keep in mind is that the Spiral Battle is not a hard once per turn, so you could actually just activate both of them if you wanted to. That's what makes this card so powerful. It's just so good. I mean, to be able to activate as many as you want. So let's say you had 3 of these, you could pop 3 cards right off the bat. It's just so powerful. I mean, it's quite amazing there, and it only works because you have Pacifis, which gives you that huge advantage, as I said. So gonna activate that, normal summon out our Megalo Smasher, unless the opponent activated something allowing you to trigger off this, allowing you to summon out a token, but otherwise you summon this anyway. You're gonna search. I mean, you want to go for it, you know, pop 3 cards, that's nice, but I don't think there's any need to do that. We're just going to go for the Spiral Grip, probably one of the best equip spells for the deck, but that's just pretty much what it is. So what we're going to do here is we're going to pop 2 cards from our opponent. That's so powerful already. I mean, what are they going to do really, you know? So you're going to go for the Spiral Grip as well as the Spiral Battle, allowing you to equip. The amazing thing is that I guess when this is equipped to your monster and you have this being 2500, let's say you are attacking another monster that was 2500, your Megalo Smasher would survive the battle because of Spiral Wave, and since you technically destroyed one of your opponent's monsters by battle, the Spiral Grip will then activate anyway, allowing you to then summon out your Spiral Dragon, which would be equipped with the Spiral Grip again with the 500 attacking over, and at the end of the battle phase, Spiral Wave triggers off again, allowing you to bring out your second Spiral Dragon. So as you can see, definitely powerful. On your following turn, or on your main phase 2, set the Solemn Warning and you got yourself a really nice board over here. If your opponent is ever going to think about doing anything else, I mean, what else are they going to do? I mean, if Pacifis activates, you can then search out more cards as well, which could be fantastic. Of course, they have to clear the board first, which is definitely going to be quite a bit of a problem for them. They could always attempt it, but yeah, it's definitely just really fun there because you've already probably knocked out a lot of their resources, so that's definitely fantastic. I guess I could somehow make this work. Yeah, that's actually okay, to be honest. With this hand, I was just keeping my eye out for the Megalo Smasher and the Fossil Dig, and I was like, you don't need two of them, but to be honest, it might be able to work. So let's activate here our Pacifis, right? And immediately what we could do is activate the Fossil Dig. This will pretty much just bait out your opponent to activate an Ash or any kind of card to negate the Fossil Dig, and that will just trigger off our Pacifis, allowing us to summon out a token and search out something. So it is going to work either way, but with that being said, we are just going to add our Megalo Smasher anyway. But even if they negate it, you have this one here, and Pacifis activates either way, so it is just working out amazingly. And you also have your Cosmic Cyclone, potentially just banishing off one of their back row. Summon out your Megalo Smasher, Pacifis activates either through this or one of your tokens. Absolutely fantastic, of course, and this will allow you to search for your Spiral Grip. You have all three equipped spells, that's powerful. You could also potentially go for any of your other cards as well. Spiral Power definitely does another job there, or you could go for your Spiral Battle, whichever one is appropriate for the situation. Now, the one thing I'm a little bit sad about is that this particular deck didn't really get any support after what it got here initially. I wish that more spells or trap support could actually be added on as further support for this particular deck. That way Pacifis will be able to search out so much more cards and give you way more resources to work with. I mean, not to say that this deck is bad or anything, you could already get so many resources effortlessly, but even then you definitely will go through quite a bit of struggles, and as a result you do want to hope that there might be some further support in the future for this particular deck. But with that being said, you can equip pretty much all three of these if you actually want to. Now, the only issue with equipping all three of these is the fact that you could only bring out at the very maximum 2 copies of your Phantasm Spiral Dragon. So if you actually put that into consideration, then you could actually just ignore this instead and go for your not Spiral Power, but go for your Spiral Battle, potentially popping off one of your opponent's cards as well. Keep in mind, we already got rid of one resource via the Cosmic Cyclone, so together with that you're popping at least 2 cards there, and equipping these 2, you're most likely getting rid of at least one more, triggering this off, summoning out more, and then during the end of the battle phase you get out more there as well. So you're just getting rid of your opponent's resources, you're negating things really easily here. Again, there's no effort to actually getting out all of this. It's just so simple, it's quick, it's efficient. You're not going to run out of time during your game, so it makes it really effective during a tournament as well if you actually want to play it at a tournament. But yeah, with that being said, this is pretty much it for this entire test stand video, so I do hope you guys enjoyed this. Thanks for joining me today, because this was definitely something that I felt needed a lot more attention. A lot of people definitely put this deck to the side, they don't consider it because, you know, to a certain degree there is a bit of a lack of spotlight for this deck with the lack of support that comes out for this. In fact, there hasn't been any support since it came out in Maximum Crisis, which definitely does draw a certain issue with it. I mean, why didn't this deck continue to get support? You could argue that maybe Umi is a form of support for this deck, but that's a bit of a stretch. So with that being said, definitely leave me your thoughts, and please share this video because I'd like more people to be, I guess, aware of this particular deck, and it's something that I just don't want people forgetting about. But with that being said, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I'll see you all next time.